lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and I sincerely hope and pray that you and your families are doing well, you all are safe and healthy and inside your homes. And by now I think we all are very well aware and very well educated as to what we are supposed to be doing, that is maintaining good hand hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and also wearing a mask when we are supposed to be wearing one. And I think by now all of us have read so much, seen so much, that all of us are educated enough and we know what we are supposed to be doing and what we aren't supposed to be doing. So let's hope and pray that all of us are out of this situation really soon as possible. And now, having said that, let's come back to this video. And I think I really need to share with you all as to what happened to me, and how and where and why did I just suddenly disappear from the face of this earth. And I wasn't really active on my social media. I started a monthly favorites segment on my YouTube channel, and I managed to put a January favorites, and then after Feb things kind of went just downhill, and I wasn't able to post anything on my Instagram and neither on my YouTube channel. So I am here to share with you all as to what happened and why I wasn't able to post anything in a really long time. So since I have missed so many monthly favorites, I thought, why don't I just club in all the monthly favorites? And also this video is going to be like a life update video, so I'm not really going to be showing you any of the items which were my favorites. I'm just going to be talking you through, and it's going to be basically like a chitty chat kind of a video. And I'm going to talk to you about everything that happened right from the month of Feb, what were my favorite things, what were my favorite moments, and also I'm going to be giving you like a life update as we go along. So I think we should just get started, and I'm going to pick up exactly from where I left, and I think that was in the month of Feb. Alrighty then. So in the month of Feb, I was super excited to put up this amazing DIY that I had planned, and I wanted to post it specifically on Valentine's Day, which was the 14th of Feb. And I even started working on it, and while I was working on it, I had even started to shoot the video. Halfway through it, I had a bad viral fever, and I suddenly got a lower back problem, like a spasm, so I wasn't able to move very much. And I clearly remember that I would sit on my bed and I would be working with this wool. I was planning to do a DIY with wool, and I would sit on my bed and I would work, and I would shoot with my phone. But of course I couldn't continue, and I couldn't keep up with the pace, and I couldn't post the video on time because I had to concentrate on my health, and my health needed more attention. So Valentine's Day was pretty much a sick day for me. I was very much in bed and taking rest. I also remember that he had to go for a look test. So on his way back, he picked me up this really cute gift for Valentine's Day, and it was this piece of jewelry that I was planning to gift myself somewhere towards the end of this year. And this piece of jewelry was actually a bracelet, but it was a made to order. So Kunal very sweetly and very kindly went through all the shops looking for that, and in the entire market, which is closer to our place, only one jeweler had that piece, and just one piece to be precise. And Kunal picked it up for me, and I totally loved it. It was a very emotional moment and a very sentimental gift. Unfortunately, I do not have it with me right now to share it with you all, but hopefully I will put up a post on my Instagram soon about it. The month of Feb, I had to concentrate and recover from this really nasty back pain that I got, the viral fever and everything, because towards the end of the month I had a whole lot of guests coming and staying with me, my in-laws, my mother-in-law, brother-in-law, his kid, my sister-in-law. So I had a house full of people, and also during the time I had some weddings and functions to attend. A very dear friend of mine was getting married, so I had a lot of functions to attend. So naturally, I didn't want to miss out on anything, so I had to take care of myself, and I stayed put and I concentrated on my health. And then towards the last week of Feb, all my relatives came in. We had a house full of people, and during that time also I was constantly getting ready and rushing for the various functions I had to attend. So that's what happened in the month of Feb. I also managed to get some really great pictures, and they look picture perfect, and that's exactly what there is to it. They are just perfect. Now coming on to the month of March, somewhere in the first week of March, all my guests and relatives were leaving, and coincidentally, the day everybody was leaving from my home, my dad was coming down to the country. Now my dad is not a citizen of this country, and he visits me once a year. So that once a year happened to be in March this year, and he was supposed to come and meet me for a few days, and that's what happened. After the first week of March, my dad was here. So around the same time, we had our very dear old family friends visiting us from States. So naturally, I was constantly shuffling between my dad and my family friends. There was a lot of outing and a lot of meeting up, and there was so much happening just back to back, and it was very fast paced for me. Meanwhile, there were a lot of things that were already brewing in my heart and in my head. I was quite troubled with a lot of things, and I just didn't get a chance to speak up with the people I was getting troubled, because for me, if I get troubled with something, I like to confront the person, but somehow I haven't really got a confrontation. So in the bargain, everything just keeps building up in my head and heart. It keeps piling up, and eventually I fall sick because I get an emotional breakdown, and that was what was happening, in small intervals. So anyhow, month of Feb was very fast paced for me. There was a lot that was happening. Emotions were very high, and soon we started to hear about this current situation that we are in, this pandemic, and none of us anticipated what was going to happen. So somewhere in the last or second last week of March, my friends from the States left. My dad left pretty much before that. Next thing we knew that the curfew was announced, and soon after that there was the lockdown which was announced. Now obviously I was feeling a lot of anxiety, and I was getting a lot of panic because I had left from my mom's place, and obviously I don't stay with my mom, so Kunal and I stay at another place, and I couldn't come and see my mom, and that was panicking me even more. Anyhow, that's how March ended, and then came April. I started taking control of my kitchen, and I wouldn't even call myself an average cook, but the only thing that I started taking interest was in cooking. As they say, tough times make you tougher, and I learned everything. I started watching recipes online, and I started learning how to make the basic food, a basic meal. I learned how to make the different kind of pulses, the different dals. I learned how to make a basic pulao. I even learned how to make some basic Indian desserts with the things that were already there at home. Now I'm sure that many of you also must have learned how to do cooking. Obviously I didn't get into experimental cooking. I had to just make do with whatever was at home, because obviously all of us are in a lockdown, and things were not available easily. At least in the building that I was living in, we had a very strict lockdown policy. We had a pass system, and there were few hours that we could go down and get our basic necessities, but we were just well stocked up with the things that we needed, and we managed pretty well. And during that time, Kunal was of great help to me. He would take care of all the other household errands. That is, he took care of the sweeping, dusting, sanitization, the mopping. He even did the utensils, and I was in charge of all the meals. I was getting happy as I was learning how to cook, and it was like a stress buster. Every time I would feel stressed up, I would go into the kitchen, I would do some basic cooking, and the time that I would be cooking, I would kind of disconnect with whatever was happening around. So every time a lockdown got over, the second one and the third one was announced, and that made me even more hyper. I would break down very easily. I was feeling that I'm in a very vulnerable spot. I wasn't able to control my emotions. That is the time I tried to, spiritually connect. I started praying more regularly. I started spending more time in prayers, just to find that little bit of peace. I was pretty frustrated, and there were a lot of things that were piling up in my heart and in my head, which were troubling me a lot. Even on Mother's Day, I couldn't be with my mom, and that was making me even more sad. So that's what happened pretty much in the month of April and May as well. I was really overdoing the news. I was watching a lot of news for many hours together. I was reading a lot of online newspapers, and that was just getting me more and more panicked. And I even found myself having nightmares so often. I would scream in my sleep, and a lot of things were happening because things were piling up in my head for a really long time. And besides the current situation, there were a whole lot of issues which were really bothering me and pulling me down. I kind of lost my motivation. I couldn't get myself to making my YouTube videos, which I loved the most. I couldn't get myself to clicking any of the flat lays. Honestly, I felt like I didn't have any physical strength. I didn't have that emotional strength to pull myself together and just sit in front of the camera and start making the video. Kunal would tell me so often, this is the right time, start making your videos, you've got so much of stuff. Because believe me, I had done a whole lot of shopping right from the month of December. I remember I picked up a whole lot of clothes from Marks and Spencer's in the month of March, and I was wanting to make a under budget kind of a haul from Marks and Spencer. There was so much that I wanted to do, but I just didn't find the strength in me to get going. I just didn't find the emotional strength, the happiness to sit in front of the camera and make the videos, something that I really love doing. But I found myself not able to do that. And also what I did was, in these past few months, I slowly started cutting off from people. That doesn't mean that I fought with anybody. No, I didn't have any kind of fights with nobody, but I just kind of cut off. I cut off from WhatsApp. I wasn't active on any social media. I cut off from all my friends because I felt at that point of time that this is the best way to deal with it, is to take a few steps back, get into my shell, and maybe I can escape this entire feeling that I'm feeling. I don't know if it was the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but at that point of time I felt that that was the best thing for me to do, because I truly found some peace of mind in just disconnecting. Because honestly, like I said, I was getting trouble with so many things. I just didn't have that in me to balance my emotions. I didn't have the strength or the sanity to balance my emotions, to balance my feelings. My feelings were coming in between of logic. Logic was coming in between of feelings. I just found myself, always in a spot, and I was just not able to handle the situation. See, I always say at the end of my video that we must learn how to be extra kind. We must practice it in our daily lives. And I so believe in this, because I found myself getting hurt at the hands of the closest people who I love the most. And this definitely includes my closest friends, maybe sometimes my partner, a parent, it could be a neighbor. And this happens when you have too much of expectations out of them. I may have failed the expectations, but I found myself getting hurt, feeling very sensitive. And what troubles me even more is that I want to be able to tell that person that this is what you said to me and this is what you did that is hurting me. But probably I was under an obligation, or it was due to a relation that I have with that person, indirectly or directly, or maybe that person is way too older to me, and I'm not in a position to confront the person and tell the person that this is what you're saying to me, that this is what you're doing to me is making me really uncomfortable, it's not making me happy. So that is the reason I started to take steps backwards. And the saddest part is that, you know, we all have drama in our families, and your relatives could be the biggest creators of all the drama. So you look out for your circle, and that circle happens to be your closest friends. But if you find yourself getting hurt at the hands of your friends, I was just questioning myself as to where should I go and whom should I confront in. And in the bargain, I started cutting off from people who were genuinely trying to reach out to me. You know, I always say this, that please practice kindness, please be sensitive and mindful about what you say and how you act, because you really don't know what kind of journey the person opposite you is going through, and what that statement, what that word, what that action could really do for that person. And you know, probably I knew that certain people are of a certain way and a certain behavior, but maybe I didn't accept it, and this time gave me that opportunity to accept it. I was very, very hard on myself, which I now realize I shouldn't have been. And in the bargain, I also developed a whole lot of health issues. I kind of got some kind of a skin reaction, kind of a skin infection on my stomach area, which really stressed me out, and it came from nowhere. I started developing some kind of pain in my chest area, and a lot of things started happening after that, which were really stressing me out. And also by then I had totally cut off with everybody, all kind of social media, because I felt peace in that. Also, it was so easy for people to make assumptions. Just because I disappeared from social network, people made assumptions that oh, probably she's pregnant, she's put on weight, there's a problem in her marriage. Sorry to burst your bubble, no such thing has happened, thankfully. I just needed time off. I just needed some time off, some time to myself, to process whatever was happening the past couple of months. I just want to ask these people that before you make all these really horrid assumptions about somebody, do you even take a step back to think that maybe that person needs time off, maybe that person needs some time to himself or herself? And that's exactly what I needed. I just needed a break. I just needed some time off from people, especially from people, relatives, family that were kind of bothering me in my mind. I just needed some space so that I could heal a bit mentally, and that is exactly what happened. I felt a little peaceful. So anyhow, coming back to the month of June, when the fourth lockdown was announced and there were some restrictions and some things were allowed, both Kunal and I, we came to meet my mom, and as you can see, that explains the different backdrop. I apologize for the bad lighting because I don't have my equipment here. I left in such a rush and I'm just using natural lighting, and today happens to be a rainy day. Also, fun fact, this is the 7th time I'm attempting to make this video. I don't know if I would be able to even complete it. I don't know if I would be able to edit it. So what I'm trying to say is that, don't make stupid assumptions, don't make horrid assumptions just because somebody has put on weight. Don't assume there's a problem in his or her marriage. Don't assume things. Just, if you are a friend, just be a friend. Do not give smart answers. Do not be sarcastic with your friend, because believe me, you have no idea what that friend is going through and is probably trying to reach out to you, because that's what happened to me. initially when I wasn't feeling too good and I really wanted to talk to somebody or confront, I did try to reach out to my friends, but I just really got some kind of a strange behavior which affected me immensely. So I'm here to say that don't do that. Be a friend. This world needs a lot of kindness right now. We keep talking about humanity all the time, but are we even practicing it? So let's just get really human. Let's practice mindfulness. Let's be sensitive towards people. Let's be sensitive towards each other. Let's be compassionate. I need kindness, you need kindness, we all need kindness, and especially in the tough times that we are in, we all need that kindness, we all need that mindfulness, we all need to be sensitive towards one another. I wanted to explain you all as to what happened to me, why I disappeared, and people started making assumptions. I've reached a point where I really don't care what people think. Earlier it used to affect me a lot, but now it really doesn't. It is what it is. I just want to say a very big thank you to all the people who tried to reach out to me genuinely and who were concerned about me. You know who you are. Thank you to Kunal for sticking with me through my thick and thin. Thank you to my wonderful neighbors who kept checking on my mom. It means a lot to me, and thank you to the few subscribers that I have. Thank you for sticking around and not giving up on me. Thank you to all those who religiously watch my video. Thank you to all of those who religiously watch my video but make sure to tell me they don't. Thank you to all of you who deliberately choose to ignore my video links but choose to discuss me behind my back. Thank you to all of you who deliberately choose to ignore my posts. I thought I would never say this publicly, but I really want to say it because it did trouble me in the past and not now. But I want to say thank you to all of you because some of these people include my friends. So I just want to say thank you because somewhere it's making me stronger. So thank you to even those who choose to ignore me and put up a normal front but choose to discuss me in their groups. Thank you to all those relatives who have left no chance to be sarcastic or leave a nasty ass comment. Thank you to all of you because it was only because of this I now realize that I need to get stronger and that acceptance has come about. So today is the 25th of June and I hope I'm able to complete this video without having an emotional breakdown, and I really hope I'm able to complete this video, edit it and post it. Month of June is very very special for me because it was Kunal's birthday on the 6th of June. It is his birthday month. It is also the month we got married in. I don't know what I plan to do on our marriage anniversary day. It is a special day. So although he is not in town with me, he is out at a work thing, so he is not with me. Nevertheless, I will try and do something special on this day. I haven't planned anything, but yeah, that's what happened all through Feb, March, April, May and almost June. So this was a life update that happened all through Feb till June, and I completely forgot the favorite things. So like I mentioned, in Feb the most favorite moment was Kunal going out and making that effort to find me that piece of jewelry that I was looking out to make for myself. He got me that, so that was the most emotional and sentimental moment for me. And after that I would have to say that I learned how to cook, so that has been one of my favorite moments. Also my favorite part, in fact, I learned to make some Indian desserts because Kunal has a sweet tooth, and because of the lockdown situation a lot of things were not easily available, so we had no chocolates, no junk food at home. So I learned to make some Indian desserts which he thoroughly enjoyed, and I also surprised myself. I also tried to connect spiritually, although I need to really work on it. And the other favorite favorite thing would be that I'm safe and healthy, free from any kind of infection, thankfully. All my friends, family, my loved ones, the people around me are safe and fine and healthy, and I'm so thankful to God. And you know, the most favoritist thing would have to be that I'm alive, because given our current situation, things are changing so rapidly, and things are not looking good at the moment. So I have a blessed life. I'm so fortunate to have a roof over my head, fresh food on the table, clothing, shelter. While I have all of this, I know that there are a lot of people struggling for this at the moment. So of course, this has to be one of my most favoritist thing. I'm so blessed and so grateful for all these things. And yeah, all of us are in it together, and I'm pretty positive that, you know, all of us are going to get out of it. We are all going to be safe and healthy and fine, and let's just pray that this pandemic is under control, the situation comes under control, and we can all have our lives back in order. And this time, I'm sure we are going to do things differently. We are going to value life more. I found myself more attached to materialistic things, but that doesn't feel the case anymore. I'm sure, like me, everybody else is going to do things differently. So on that note, I would have to say bye on this video. I hope to get very active on this channel, but I'm taking each day as it comes, and I hope you all are patient with me. And yeah, that's about it. Until my next video, please stay safe, stay healthy. Please continue to do the things you're supposed to be doing, and stay extra kind, because you do not know what the person next to you is going through. So please practice kindness, practice mindfulness. All of us need it right now. Having said that, take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye.